Former President Donald J. Trump, looking ahead to a potential second term in office, has unveiled a surprising new idea for international trade. This plan is not about building walls or starting trade wars with old allies. Instead, it is about building a bridge with Europe. The central concept involves a major trade agreement between the United States and the European Union. This deal would aim to solve some long-running disagreements over trade that have existed for years. The goal is to create a powerful economic partnership, one that could change how the world's biggest economies do business with each other and forge a new path for global commerce. The main part of this proposed deal is a joint effort against China's economic power. Under this plan, the United States and the European Union would agree to place the same high taxes, known as tariffs, on all products imported from China. This would be a coordinated move, a united economic front designed to pressure Beijing. In return for Europe's cooperation, the United States would do something significant. It would remove the tariffs on European steel and aluminum that were put in place during Mr. Trump's first presidency. This exchange is the heart of the deal. Europe helps America challenge China, and America removes the trade barriers that have frustrated European businesses. This marks a very big change from Mr. Trump's America First strategy. During his first term, that policy often led to conflicts with allies, including those in Europe. He placed tariffs not just on rivals but on friends, arguing it was necessary to protect American jobs. This new proposal suggests a different approach. It shows a shift from going it alone to working together with traditional partners. Instead of viewing Europe as just another competitor, this plan sees the EU as a crucial ally in a larger economic competition with China. The focus is now on collaboration to achieve a shared objective. The discussions about this potential trade deal are not just theoretical. They have been happening behind the scenes for several months. Robert Lighthizer, who was Mr. Trump's top trade negotiator and remains a key advisor, has been talking with various European officials. These conversations are exploring what a deal like this would look like in practice. The very fact that these talks are occurring shows how seriously the idea is being considered. It represents a potential reset of the transatlantic relationship, moving away from the tensions of the past and toward a future of strategic cooperation on the world stage. At the core of this ambitious trade proposal is an idea called the Carbon Steel Club. This is not a social club, but a special group of countries that agree to trade freely with each other. The United States and the European Union would be the founding members. Inside this club, goods like steel and aluminum could be bought and sold without any tariffs, making trade easier and cheaper for member nations. This would help businesses on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. The club is designed to reward countries that are part of the alliance, creating a zone of friendly and open commerce among trusted partners. The club has another, more aggressive purpose. While members would enjoy tariff-free trade among themselves, they would place high tariffs on imports from countries that are not members. The main target of these high tariffs would be China. A key part of the club's rules would also focus on the environment. The tariffs would be especially high for countries that produce goods with a lot of pollution or low environmental standards. Since China is a major producer of steel with different environmental regulations, it would face these steep taxes, making its products more expensive and less competitive in American and European markets. This strategy is designed to achieve two main goals at once. First, it directly challenges China's dominance in global manufacturing and trade. By making Chinese goods more expensive, the US and EU hope to encourage their own domestic production and reduce their economic dependence on China. Second, it promotes a climate-friendly agenda. The plan rewards countries that produce steel and other goods in a cleaner, more environmentally responsible way. This links trade policy directly to climate goals, which is something European leaders have been very interested in for a long time. It's an attempt to use trade as a tool for both economic and environmental change. Another interesting part of the broader plan is a concept known as reciprocal tariffs. This is a simple but powerful idea. The United States would automatically set its tariff rates to match the rates of its trading partners. For example, if a country places a 10% tariff on American cars, the US would automatically place a 10% tariff on that country's cars. This approach would create a new system of trade fairness, as defined by the Trump team. It would force other countries to lower their barriers to American products if they want to keep their own access to the vast American market. European officials have listened to this proposal with a mix of interest and concern. On one hand, the idea is very appealing. European leaders share many of the same worries as the United States about China's trade practices. They are concerned about Chinese companies receiving unfair government subsidies and flooding the market with cheap goods, which hurts European industries. The thought of joining forces with the United States to create a powerful economic bloc against these practices is attractive. It aligns perfectly with their own strategic goals to create a more level playing field in global trade and protect their own economies. The climate aspect of the Carbon Steel Club is also a major point of interest for Europe. The European Union has very ambitious goals to fight climate change. The idea of using trade tariffs to penalize countries with lower environmental standards fits well with their green agenda. It would allow them to protect their own industries, which face high costs for meeting strict environmental rules, from being undercut by producers in less regulated countries. This part of the plan offers a way to pursue both economic and environmental objectives at the same time, making it a powerful proposition for many leaders in Brussels. However, there is also significant hesitation. European leaders remember the unpredictability of Mr. Trump's first term. They worry that a second Trump administration could be just as volatile. Committing to a major long-term trade alliance with a partner who might suddenly change direction is a big risk. There are also concerns about giving up control. The plan might require European nations to automatically follow the United States in setting tariffs, which would mean ceding some of their own authority over trade policy. This is a sensitive issue for the EU, which values its independence in making economic decisions. Furthermore, it is important to note that the current Biden administration has also been trying to negotiate a similar, though less ambitious, steel and aluminum deal with the EU. Those talks have moved very slowly and have not yet produced an agreement. Mr. Trump's proposal is seen as a bolder and potentially faster alternative. However, it comes with its own set of political challenges and uncertainties. European leaders must weigh the potential benefits of a powerful alliance against the risks of tying their economic future to a potentially unpredictable American administration. Their decision will be a careful balancing act. The opinions of economists and trade experts on this proposed deal are divided. Some see great potential. They argue that a united US-EU trade front could be the only thing powerful enough to make China change its economic behavior. This alliance could effectively pressure Beijing to adopt fairer trade practices and higher environmental standards. Proponents believe it could rebalance the global economy, strengthen Western industries, and create a new model for trade that values both free markets and environmental responsibility. They see it as a bold step needed to address the challenges of the 21st century. On the other side, many experts warn of serious dangers. They worry that a massive, coordinated tariff on Chinese goods would lead to higher prices for consumers in both America and Europe. Everything from electronics to clothing could become more expensive, hurting household budgets. Critics also point out that this plan would likely violate the rules of the World Trade Organization, the body that governs international commerce. Such a move could dismantle the global trading system that has been in place for decades, leading to more economic chaos and instability around the world. Ultimately, this trade deal matters a great deal to ordinary people. For workers in American and European steel industries, it could mean more job security as their companies are protected from foreign competition. For consumers, it could mean paying more for everyday products. The outcome would affect major industries, from car manufacturing to technology, that rely on global supply chains. The proposal represents a fundamental choice about the future of the global economy. Should nations work within the existing system to make slow changes, or should they take bold, disruptive action to create a new one? What happens next depends on many factors, most importantly, the results of the upcoming US presidential election. If Mr. Trump returns to office, we could see these negotiations move very quickly. European leaders would then face a critical decision to join this new alliance or to stay on their current path. The choice they make could define the relationship between Europe and the United States for years to come. It could also set the stage for a new era of economic competition, pitting a unified West against an isolated China in a contest that would shape the entire world.